Willie D Live.
What about some conflict backstage?
So you know what? I didn't see much conflict at Def Jam. Everybody's on a different level at that particular time. There's nobody really beefing. Chris Rock was getting in some hot water because he would say things to people. I don't know if you heard about the Shucky Ducky incident. That it was just very. It was very uncomfortable to see.
What was that about?
So Shucky Ducky, who was a popular comedian at the time, Shucky Ducky Quack Quack,
yeah.
And Chris came out there with he came out there with an air of superiority. He was different than everybody. He's not your typical Def Jam comedian, and I felt like he came out there and he's a good friend of mine now. But back then I think he had this: I'm better than them, and I could do what I want. I'm not gonna really help. Bring these guys into the next level. I'm just gonna do what I'm doing. I'm getting my check and I'm out. So he kind of was joning before he bring. Nobody says, "Hey, Willie D's coming out here. Y'all give him a round of applause." No, you give him a nice build up and you say, legendary stat. Won't give it up for Willie D. Mm-hmm. Well, he did the direct opposite. Shucky Ducky's statement is Shucky Ducky Quack Quack. He was like, what I'm saying? He said, Shucky Ducky, I hope he got some jokey wokey. So he kind of built the audience. And then, Shucky Ducky, I don't know if he's watching. They never showed it. They never showed the episode. It never aired. But he had on this shirt that was crazy. Like, it was like a ruffles in it or something. I was like, even as a kid, I was like, what are you doing? He's like a pirate or something like that. So, that doesn't help your appearance when you're on stage. So Shucky Ducky had a crazy shirt on to match Chris Rock's energy. And then when he didn't do well, he came back on you, and you heard what I said. He said Shucky Ducky Quack Quack, right? Yeah. Chris Rock said Shucky Ducky Whack Whack, and everybody went crazy. Man. It was the worst thing to be Shucky Ducky that day. Yeah. And it kind of spiraled into, Shucky Ducky kind of taking a bit of a hiatus and doing some things that, he didn't jump off of a bridge, but career-wise, a lot of people felt that was something that set him back. Yeah, that was bad. But conflict, it's more conflict now.
Yeah, that's the reason why I asked about that anyway, because man, I had no idea that it was all of that. I heard about a couple fights and stuff before. Mm-hmm.
No, there was a fight. There was all right. So this was what was better. There were literally fights. Everybody's on there twittering and talking, and you don't want to see people get into physical altercations, so I'm not promoting that. But at the same time, it's a safeness, as you well know, in behind those comments and little things, or people get those little bots or those little people, or they have those fake little things and they troll each other. But yeah, there were some situations with Martin and Arnez, Jay, and other people fighting, But now it's more beef and just talking back and forth.
Martin and Arnez had a squabble?
Not Martin. Martin and remember Ricky Harris, God bless the dead. Remember Ricky Harris? They got into a squabble. Yeah. Martin, people don't know Martin got some hands. Yeah. He could box too. You know that? Yeah.
I heard about it.
Yeah, Martin used to train like some other comic. Tony Rock got into it with another comic out of New York City. Gerald Kelly, they got into it right at the Laugh Factory, and people didn't know Tony was boxing. Tony shut it down real fast, and it was So I've seen some altercations. Mike Epps was one of the few people who definitely, man, when he was in New York City before he went to Los Angeles, would fight every other week. Man, we would laugh and joke about how many fights he would get into. So he was somebody like him and Tracy Morgan fighting at the airport. Oh, it was crazy. But now, like I said, you
Mike and Tracy squabbling each other.
Yeah.
At the airport.
In the airport, wrestling around on the ground, all that. It was crazy.